Hey everybody, just wanted to jump on quick. If you have been watching the FanDuel Breakfast at the Breeders' Cup show, you probably just saw the interview with Bill Mott, giving the news that Sovereignty did spike a little bit of a fever overnight. They did give him some medication to drop that fever a little bit, and they're waiting on some blood work. Obviously, otherwise, the horse seems to be doing perfectly fine, and they said, had they not actually checked the horse's temperature, they probably would not have known that there was an issue. And as kind of was explained on the show too, but obviously, they do check these horses' temperatures twice a day for two main reasons. One, to see if they are running a little bit of a fever, but also to know kind of what normal is for that horse. Usually temperatures are always within a range. We always say human temperature 98.6 is normal, but, really it's a range, probably anywhere from like 98 up to maybe even 99, 99 and a half, just depending on the individual. That's just the way your body runs. Same thing with horses. So by having, doing that every day, they do get a baseline for what is normal for that horse. So obviously you don't want anything like this happening so close to probably the biggest race of his career. And it probably definitely is at least 50-50 at best that he even runs in the Classic. Depending on when you're watching this, he may have already actually been scratched as well. We just don't know. They're waiting on some more test results. Fortunately, at least it still is 4-ish days out. It's not like it happened the day before where the decision probably would have been made. But I did want to talk quickly a little bit about fevers. And fevers basically, it's just a rise in body temperature. And there are a lot of different reasons why horses can get fevers. We always do worry about infection, potentially either a viral infection or a bacterial infection. These horses are shipping all over the place. The stress of shipping sometimes can drop their immunity just a touch, which allows maybe if they're fulminating something or incubating something, it just comes out a little bit more. The stress of even the minor workout the day before can sometimes do it. But also sometimes we see increases in temperature just from inflammatory processes. If you actually follow, again, I work in the small animal realm, but, when we follow temperatures of dogs and cats that undergo spays and neuters, if we don't medicate them with something for anti-inflammatory effects, things like that, just the inflammation of surgery and recovering from that sometimes can give them a temperature for a day or two. So we really don't know a lot yet, but obviously the next steps are going to be waiting for that blood work to come back on him to see what it shows. They are going to really be focusing on the white cell count. And again, white blood cells are what help kind of fight infection. So they may be elevated. They may actually be low if they, are just now being mobilized to deal with something. Sometimes those counts are actually a little bit low before the body really ramps up an immune response. Or if they're seeing a high white cell count, obviously the white cells are fighting infection or inflammation somewhere. So they're going to be waiting on that. I can guarantee you, with all of the scrutiny going on with the Breeders' Cup, they're going to go over that horse multiple times with a fine-tooth comb. They're probably going to potentially look at doing other diagnostics. They are going to watch it, monitor his appetite. As anybody knows, any horse, as their feed goes, their health goes. So that's the one thing that trainers and vets look at a lot when it comes to horses' health. So again, I just wanted to jump on. If you have any questions about specifically what they might be doing, what they might be looking for more of, I'm happy to answer them, or at least try to answer them. But obviously not great news. It would be a huge blow to the Classic if he were not able to make it from a fever. I don't know what medication he was given to drop the fever. Normally in veterinary medicine, we'll give something in an anti-inflammatory range, a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, but obviously, depending on how close you are to the race, you may not be able to do that without not being able to run, because obviously, the medication would still technically be in their system in trace amounts. So whatever they gave him apparently was not something that, would have a long enough withdrawal period to automatically disqualify him from running. But of course, HISA and HIWU and all of the vets are going to be looking at that. But I don't know what medication was given potentially to drop the fever. The good news is that it is down. They're probably approaching the window where they couldn't give him any more medication, to try to potentially deal with it. So if the fever does come back up once that medication wears off, I can almost guarantee they're probably going to scratch him out of abundance of caution and safety. And of course, obviously you want a horse at their best when they're running, and running in a race of this magnitude, this caliber, and this level of competition. Any kind of little, hiccup along the way, you don't want to be even 99.9%. You want to be 100% for this. And Mott is a tremendous horseman. He is obviously not going to push the horse to do something if he is even potentially fighting a little bit of an issue. So that's kind of what the next steps are going to be. A lot's going to hinge on that white blood cell count and potentially some other blood tests that they run. So we'll just have to wait and see. So we are, I guess, on, as they say, Sovereignty Watch now. Hashtag Sovereignty Watch. If anything new pops up, I'll certainly try to jump on to explain it. If anybody has any other questions, drop them in the comments section. If this is playing when he's already been scratched, if you still have questions about it, obviously we'll be able to answer them for you too. So that's all for right now, but did see that breaking news this morning and wanted to try to explain a little bit of the process of what's going to happen to try to find the source of the fever and what causes them.